Well, we're back again. This is episode 30. We did it. Episode 30. This is Luca Majno reporting for duty with another episode of Returning to Health. And that's exactly what it is, returning to health. And just a very brief message for you this week, simply because it was a hard one. It was a hard week because of everything that I had to face and everything that I had to deal with. Um, having a good week or two on the home front, relatively non-happening or non-eventful, if you know what I mean. But it's the body's way of dealing with everything when the beep hits the fan. Okay. Or when you're really dealing with things that are difficult to talk about and to process. I'll give you a quick example. And it was last week, a friend of mine, Rudy Dent, and I all of a sudden hooked up again. And it was about doing a show about 9/11, because he was one of the first firefighters to go in, and he was one of the people who saw his 343 firefighter brothers and sisters lose their lives. So it was all about that. And then you think of 9/11 as the event, and then you think of the criminals behind it. And then you think of the ex-mayor of New York City, who is one of the criminal Zionists behind it. Ex-mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani, maybe. Oh, a lawyer for Trump now. Oh, he stepped up in the world. There's all these things going on that you have to think about, and all these things that you have to decide: are we going to talk about it, or are we not going to talk about it? Are we going to be playing it safe like everybody else, or are we going to tell it the way it is, like we have nothing to lose, which we don't, except our life itself, and that's about it. So this is really weighing in. I'm really like coming face to face with this, having to do a show, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, and it just wore me out. It took the level of energy that I had, and it just wore me out flat. And I started bleeding again and having blood clots again. And I realized that's what it was. So I just had to take, that week and take a week off, relax. It affected this show in particular, and that's why I'm talking about it, because when people see the show, and those people that want to, they can decide for themselves if they want to or not. The link is going to be inside the article for this show, on the show that I did with Rudy Dent, and that's what it is. It's just letting it all hang out, talking about everything, no holds barred at all, free for all. Just no editing at all, no beep, no censoring, no cutting anything out either, except for when I started one time and I said something wrong, but that was my fault. So this week, I'm coming back to you saying that, yes, I'm in better shape, but it's still very, very fragile. And we don't know what we're dealing with, because we're not taught how to deal with ourselves. We're not taught how to deal with our body. We're not. So we're always told, oh, okay, go to the hospital, oh, go to the ER, or, go to the pharmacy and go get this. And if that doesn't work, come back and we'll try it. Okay. So this is my spiritual advisor who shows up the other day. And I told him, I said, I'm doing okay. The blood's letting up a bit, but I'm still having problems, strains with, the second flow that tries to come, and there's straining and there's spasms happening. And he looks at me and he says, that hair that you have, the silk that you have inside the ears of corn? I said, yeah. He said, you make a tea with that. And, first of all, you cut it up, and, you do it in prayer. You pick it, you prepare it, and you take, the brown stuff out, whatever, or, you do whatever you feel you should do. And I cut it in maybe pieces of an inch or so. and you put it in whatever seeper that you put in for your tea, and you let that seep for like 20 minutes, a half hour, and problem solved. So this is what I'm talking about. There are healing remedies everywhere outside for every plant outside your door. That yellow one, that dandelion, unbelievable what that's good for. So it's really interesting because for me, I had been I weaned myself off of big pharma, and what I mean by big pharma is not the complicated names of pills that we can't pronounce that aren't good for you, that are poison. Actually, I'm talking about stuff like saw palmetto, saw palmetto, milk thistle, things like that. My body just said, no, I don't need it. So I just, okay, stopped using it. And now it's calling for it again for some reason. I asked him, should I take my saw palmetto? And he said, try it. If you don't want it, your body won't need it and you won't be asked for it. If you listen to your body and not this, then you'll really learn how to obey and how to, oh, time to go to the bathroom, don't you have to know all these things. It's like learning how to get along with somebody entirely different, different language, whatever it is. So this week's offering is the literally I call it the angel hair because it looks like the tiny spaghetti, but it's angel hair from corn, and the willow too, right from a little marsh, maybe not even a quarter mile from in the back of my house. There's the willow, and cut that, and cut the bark off of that after doing a prayer, of thanks. It's all in your intention. That's going to be the word for this week, intention, because that's what it really is. It's all about your intention, just like anything else, And I've heard a CEO from a pharmaceutical company stand up and simply say, it's got nothing to do with healing people. This is a business. This is shareholders, and it's my responsibility to shareholders. It's got nothing to do with healing the people. They couldn't care less about healing us. It's got nothing to do with that. And the quicker we figure that out, the quicker we're going to be on our own little, potlucks of really good stuff that our body needs. But you know what? It's kind of too late for a hell of a lot of people. And for the other people that I hope we're reaching, it'll be good for them. But for most of those people that love their government, that think the government wouldn't do anything to hurt them, that think that, everything's good for them, the doctors are, they know best, and okay, whatever. I could have said that. The doctors know best. Oh, really? Okay, 13 weeks of intensive chemo. They could have taken out my bladder and my prostate together because they thought that I had cancer. There is actually a lack of proof in there somewhere, but we're pretty sure that that's what it is. So 13 weeks of chemo, and then if that wasn't bad enough, we'll take out your prostate and your bladder, and then we'll do a makeshift bladder if you want, or we can put a bag on your side and send you home with a catheter and a couple of tubes hanging out. Yeehaw, figure it out. It really sounds like government. It sounds like, that's what they do. They don't care about their own people. And I hope people wake up enough to understand that, because it's nothing. If we're all healthy, where's that post again? That post on Facebook that said that, if people are healthy, they're not going to make profits. And not only that, but the way doctors work is that they see you 3 months and they give you a pill. And they see you 3 months and they give you a pill for the rest of their life. That's how they make their money. So it's all a matter of us. We have to use our brain. That's what we've been gifted with. So while we use it, we start to learn all these incredible things, that it's actually up to us. Our healing is our responsibility. And all we have to do is ask, and we will get the answers. It says it in the Bible, knock and you shall have the door open for you. It's everywhere. It's in every language. It's in every culture. It's in every belief. You ask, and when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's Zen, right? It's everywhere. So it's really true. If I walk around saying, I'm sick, I don't feel good, I don't have any control over my life. I'm sick of. That's exactly what we're going to manifest. What you're saying is exactly what's going to manifest. So I'm saying, hey, take that cancer or two of them and send them somewhere in Chicago. Send them, get the hell out of here. You know, you're not welcome here no more. You know, you're not, you never were, but it's all in the attitude. And as we know, the placebo and the nocebo effect, we know how that works. We've talked about it in other shows, that if you really believe that you're going to be healed by what you're taking, it'll work. And that's it. So it could be a sugar pill. It doesn't matter. If you really believe that you're going to be healed, you will be. So this cat here is really believing that I'm going to be healed, and I will be. It's as simple as that. So, there's nothing more powerful than the mind working with the heart together. So this is where we're at. It's a really, really good lesson for this week. It's all about intention. What's your intention? What's your motivation? Why are you doing what you're doing? Where do you want to go? What do you want? Do you just want a good high and forget about it? Or do you want to do some work and do some serious work, get uncomfortable, sacrifice a little bit? There you go. Get out of your comfort zone. That's what nobody wants to hear. They want to stay comfortable. Everybody else can work, right? I don't have to. There you go. You have your answer there. You already have your reward, right? As they say. So let's think straight. Let's buckle up. And again, for people that have more physical acumen than I do right now, that have more of a stomach or that can handle more physically and spiritually, I strongly suggest that you watch my hour video with Rudy Dent that's embedded in this article. It's really worth watching because it's got to do with my healing too, and I had to swim around all that stuff and try and figure out how I was going to do that. And on top of which, I have to do a show for healing this week, which is what this show is. And I have now, because I got my reward, I have a chance to put the two together and to offer both of them this week. So I am going to make it short, and I'm going to take a drive with all the windows down and get blown away, because that's what I need. And I'm continuing my vitamin C with my 1,000 mcgs, which is 1 gram of vitamin C in a glass, 5-6 ounces of water, with a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of turmeric and black peppercorns. And it rocks. It will literally boost your immune system like nothing else. And I'm taking it 2 or 3 times a day. So that's where that energy comes from. Plus eating a bit better than normal. I know it's hard. I just finished my favorite candies, but we only live once, right? We have to splurge. So thank you for listening and for being well and for healing and for encouraging me and my healing. The 2 cancers that I supposedly have and that I don't even know that I have because I can't and won't be tested, because we know what's going to happen if you go to the ER right now for anything, COVID-19. So no, I'm not going to go anywhere but home and stay home and take care of myself, because it's apparently all in my own hands. So it is. Our healing is in our own hands, and we need to take care of it spiritually, physically, emotionally, whatever. We are responsible for our own life. And if we do no harm to anybody or to any living entity, then we're irreproachable. It's as simple as that. And I love you very much. You guys have a good night and a good week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Okay, cut. I hate recording.